Hello everyone, welcome to another session of the SQL class. In our last recording, I taught on how to download and install MySQL into our PC. So today we'll be discussing on how to query a MySQL table from the MySQL database. Without wasting time, let's dive in. Firstly, we would open the MySQL workbench in our PC. So kindly go to the type here to search in your PC and search for MySQL. Okay, so you can see it just pop up here, and I'll click on this MySQL workbench. Okay, so I would go ahead and click on this also. Okay, so here we can see that the MySQL workbench is open for us to make use of. And if you look at my screen, you can find out that we have some data sets already in our MySQL database. So briefly, SQL means structured query language, and SQL is most widely used programming language for creating, querying, and updating relational database. A relational database is usually made up of tables, and tables are made up of rows and columns. So for example, we have the cardio data set. This is the database, and we have tables. So this our database just have just one table, which is the cardio data in it. But if I open this other database, which I have here, the EHR database, you can see we have tables, and within these tables you can see we have various tables within this EHR database. So for SQL, rows are called record, while columns are known as feeds. So today we'll be looking at the first data manipulation language, which is the select command. The select command is usually used in extracting data from a database. So I'll just go ahead and quickly open a new script file, and you just need to click on this SQL script with the plus icon, and you find out that you have a new script file open for you, SQL file open for you. So like I said previously, we'll be looking at the select command. The select command is usually used to query columns from a table. So we'll be querying at how to use the select command to query all columns from a table, particular columns from a table using their column name, and how to use the distance command and also the count function. So let's dive in. So you just have to write the select asterisk sign from, and you give it the particular table name which you want to query your data from. So we're using the cardio data table. So if we go ahead and run this, okay, sorry, from cardio data. Yes, so if we go ahead and run this, you could see that our table pops up. So like I said previously, columns are known as feeds, while rows within a table are known as record. So this our table consists of about 13 columns or 13 feeds. So we have about 13 feeds within our table. Okay, I would also like to state that the SQL keywords are not case sensitive. So you can either use the upper casing or the lower casing. So I can also decide to say select asterisk sign from cardio data. So if I highlight this and run, you see we got the same values. It's going to populate, it's just going to give us same table. Yeah, so for free flow I'll be just be going with using the lower casing. Okay, so the asterisk sign here helps us to get all the values or all the records, all the columns within a table, within a SQL table. So yeah, technically saying, give me, I want to see all columns within this table. So if I want to specify the particular column I want to see within a table, for example, I just want to see the patient ID, height and weight, I can go ahead and specify the name of each column I want to view. So I'll say ID, want the height, comma, and also want the weight. So okay, from, and we're going to specify also the table name. So you can see for this, after I added the last column name I wanted to view, you could see that comma wasn't added at the end of it. So you just have to go ahead and load this and we'll get our ID, the height and the weight. Okay, so in case I want to get more columns to view, for example, if I want to view that of cholesterol, I can also add that as a column name. And let's go ahead and format our script so that it looks beautiful. So you can see we have all the column names which we need to view at this edge of our script. And if we go ahead and run this, you can see cholesterol column has been added to our table which we are viewing. So semicolon here used at the end of each SQL statement is the standard way to separate each SQL statement in database system that allows more than one SQL statement to be executed in the same call to the server. So in order for us to be able to execute more than one SQL query, you just have to add the semicolon at the end of each query written. So next on our list, we'll be looking at using the distinct command. So for example, if you look at our cholesterol column, we have some values like normal, some patient cholesterol can be very high, we have normal, we have high, and other values. So we don't know if it's just only 3 categories we have, and we would have to go through all the columns to be able to determine how many categories we had. So but using the distinct command makes it much more easy to be able to figure out how many distinct values we have within a categorical column. So just call your select again, your select command again, and this time around you are going to add the distinct command to it. So we're saying we want all distinct cholesterol values. Yeah, we want all distinct cholesterol values from our cardio data table. So if we go ahead and run this, so you can see we just have normal, very high and high values. So another thing we can check again is to determine the count of how many distinct cholesterol values we have within this table. So in case we don't want to see what these values are, we just want to know how many they are, we can also use the count function. So we can say count, open a bracket and write the distinct. We want to count the distinct cholesterol values from our cardio data table. Okay, so if we go ahead and run this, so it gives us that we have 3 distinct values within the cholesterol column. So this is how you can make use of the select query, the distinct command and the count function. So let's run a recap and just quickly go through what we've done. So first of all, I explained how we can select all columns within a table, a SQL table, or how we can select all fields within a SQL table by using this select keyword and the asterisk sign from the name of your table name. So if we run this, we'll get our table and all the column names. So next we talked about how we can select specific column from a table. So we can specify that we want probably the height, the gender, the age. You just have to specify the name of that column and run your query. So you see we got the ID, the height, the weight and the cholesterol field from the cardio data. Then next we talked about identifying the distinct categorical values within a column. So for example, we looked at the cholesterol column, and to identify those distinct categorical values within this column, you use the distinct command. So select distinct, then the name of the column, then from your table name. So that's the syntax. So if we run this, it gives us just the distinct values within that column. Then lastly, we looked at how also to count those distinct categorical values within a column in a SQL table using the count function. So select the count function, which takes in the distinct and the column name from the table name. So we have select count distinct cholesterol from cardio table. So if we go ahead and run this, we just get 3 values because we just have 3 various categorical values within the cholesterol column. So that brings us to the end of our class for today. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channels in order for you to get latest updates when we drop new videos. Like and share.